Hey guys, just want to go over our next unit. Just a brief little description about it in the parts as you guys look at it and you go from there. Okay. Um, you're gonna have it's chapter 4, but we're on our next unit. We're skipping something, kind of getting into some fun stuff. There is a chapter 2 and 3, but we're not gonna do those quite yet. But what we see here is chapter 4. We're gonna create a document with title page, list, tables, and a watermark. And what it's all coming down to is this right here, this sales proposal. Okay. And that to me is something I think is going to be fun to do because again, we're going to incorporate some other new things and make some stuff that's created by you. So it'll be a little bit more ownership. And I apologize for the screen that keeps popping up. I'm not sure why that's doing that. Anyway, sales proposal is a document that lists all the different things about what you're going to offer as a company, both products and services. Okay, it allows them to kind of see a snapshot of your company all in one, and how that looks is right here. You don't need to see details yet. I will have a printout for you guys so you guys can have that. But obviously, the title page incorporates a slogan and then a graphic that kind of depicts what they have to offer, and then you have, in this case, their logo. Okay, it's pretty plain Jane company logo here. But on Word, obviously you can see 3 documents here. Okay, and then if we scroll in, we have the next page, which is a kind of the brief description about the company, um, things about within the actual company. In this case, it's all about the lodging, the different rooms they have to offer. And then you see here something new, a table, a multi-list, and then you have kind of a combination of paragraph and a new looking table. Okay, and I'm going to get you kind of going here, get you started. Um, Obviously, open up Word. And I am banging it off to the side. Alright, so as you see here, we're going to work on this Paul Ridge. Okay, so the very first thing is, again, I like to start off with the unformatted. So we're just going to type Paul Ridge, hit enter, State Park. Okay, and in this case, I don't care about the specifics. I know there's a certain font. We're just going to pick, we're going to do that one, and we're going to make it about 48. Try 54. Okay. And then we're going to make sure everything's centered. Okay. Now, if you notice here, they have what will be a outline and then plus shading. So we're going to highlight both this box or the word. So what happens, most people highlight all this extra area over here. And I say extra, that little bit right there. But we just want to highlight just the word. And then we're going to go up to borders and shading. And in this case, you can pick this, but we can actually make it a little bit thicker by going down to borders and shading. We're going to go to box. In this case, I'm just going to pick a color, and I want to pick the thickness. Okay. And then you see there, it creates a box around it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Now, what you see with this one and this is that it's 2 separate boxes. Now, what we need to do, instead of doing it like that, we need to highlight actually everything. And then do that. Okay. So you would go on and you would, you could do this one, do that, and then move on and do the state park one. Okay. Then we're going to hit enter, and then we have I guess I'm going to call it a word graphic art. So to do that, we just go to insert, and you go to illustrations, and then you have a smart art. And in that case, this particular one, it looks like it's going to be I'm a horizontal. It really doesn't matter at this point. You can pick any of these to help you out. The group list. I'm gonna do group list. Okay, in this case, I don't want this extra box, so I'm gonna click on the edge and I'm gonna delete it. All right, and then I'm gonna add more. I just have Control C and then Control V. Okay, and then up here, we're gonna put the word lodging. Here, we're gonna put the word recreation, and so forth. And I think you guys get the hint on that. Okay. So after we go through and we get all of, our smart object, all the words inside of that, we can move on to the next part. So as you do that, and all you see I'm doing is I'm just, I'm clicking inside and doing that. Now the next thing is I'm going to get underneath that again, guys. You just double click underneath that, get back to the center. Obviously we don't want this font to be that big. In this case, we're going to pick something a little bit different. Oh, it doesn't really matter, but we'll go with that one. Okay, and plan your next outing with us. I'm going to highlight it, make sure I italicize it. I guess I can make it a little bit bigger. Alright, now something they did in this particular line, and you can't tell, but what they did is they changed some things about the font. Okay, and so I'm going to highlight it and go to font, and then we're going to go down to text effects, or I'm sorry, advanced. And this is where we can change some things about it. Okay, the character spacing changes to be expanded, and we could change how much it's spaced. Okay, and as you notice here, the words are spaced, or the letters are spaced out pretty. I'm not gonna say pretty much, but they're spaced out a little bit. And I think I remember from the many times I've done this one, it's 5. Okay, so then that just helps make it a little bit clearer to read. Some fonts are close together. There's a lot of different reasons why you would do that. Okay, but I'm going to make this one more line down and move this down a little bit. Alright, so there's that. So then I'm going to go down to my last line. The word says us. Make sure I put an exclamation mark. Control Enter. Now I have my next page. Okay, and then that for you guys, I'm not gonna have you guys worry about too much detail yet. But this right here is actually a header. Okay, and that's something I will show you guys later. So I don't want you to worry about that header right now, but I want you guys to type this out. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to make sure we clear all the different types of fonts and stuff that we've been doing on our first page. We don't want that to carry over. So we're going to go up here to this clear formatting button and click clear formatting. Okay. So when we do that, you can see that as if I was to type, it does not look like that. It's the plain Jane. Oh, I got some. All right, had to take care of a little boo-boo I had going on there. All right, so now we're on our second page here, and now we're going to start this. So the very first thing you see here, other than the header, which I'll show you guys in a different day or a different video, is the word RPark. Now it's a little bit different. We actually want to use what we'll call heading 1, and that's where we'll put RPark, and then we're going to hit enter, and then we're going to go back to this, and you can see that it's actually double spaced. So that's why I'm going to make sure I'm double spaced. Not double spaced. I need a double space. There we go. So I got one space in this. Alright, so then now I need to type that out. Oh boy, guys, I got a lot going on here. Alright. So this is where I'm gonna literally type what I see here, and so forth. So I want you guys to go ahead and type that out. Get down to the word programs. Then you'll do the same thing, but you're gonna put, instead of heading, the one we choose heading 1. For that, we're actually going to hit heading 2 when you get down to lodging descriptors or descriptions. Alright, so as you see here, when I typed in the word lodging descriptions, I went up here to styles and I made sure I hit heading 2. Okay. Now here, what you see here is this is actually a little graphic that they used for the bullet points. So when I go ahead and put bullet points in, and again, I'm just going through, and I would type all this out. But what we see different here is now what we can do is we can take these bullet points, okay, and instead of them being like this, we can actually define a new bullet, and then we can throw in a new symbol. And there's like a zillion different symbols we can do here. We have all these, okay, or we can do a picture. So in this case, it's a cabin, so it's something we can do here. Let's look for trees. And I can pick one of these to be my logo, or my bullet point. Alright, so what I would do here, go up here, hit tree, and now as you see, I got my tree. Okay, so what we're doing for this one, alright, so as I move forward here, I would finish off all these bullet points, but I'm going to get down here to where it says lodging rates per night. So again, we're going to put in a heading 2. We're going to put in lodging rates per night, and again, we're going to spell it right. I think it types too fast for my brain, or my brain is thinking too fast compared to my fingers. So here is we're going to put in a table. It is actually a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So columns go up and down. These are columns by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 5 column by 10 row table. So we're going to go up to insert table, 5 columns by, okay, so in this case we can't draw it out, so we have to actually insert the table. So we're going to do here 5 columns by 10 rows. Okay, and then this top side, you can see that it's shaded, so all we got to do is go up here and we can throw in a brown or whatever. Okay, brown, that's a gray. Okay, and then we'll move this over a little bit, this row. And we'll move this one, and inside here we'll go ahead and put peak. Now here's the difference. It's not in one line, so we have to enter weekend. Yeah, on the next one I hit tab, I can make myself easier to do. Okay, so that's what you need to do for this page. And then as we move on to the next page, the only difference with this one, so I'm just go ahead and add me a new one, is that again we're going to put heading size 2. We're going to type in recreation, hit enter, and now we're going to do what's called a multi-line. So we're going to go up here. It starts off as a 1, 2, 3, or we can go ahead and do our multi-line. Okay, it doesn't, either way you can manipulate it by doing something I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and just go to number 1 here, and I'm going to type in canoe. I'm going to hit enter. Now you see enter, when I hit enter it has 2, but to get over to show A, we just hit tab, and that's where we put 3 mile, 5 mile, or 10 mile trips. Hit enter, rent a canoe. Now here we got to get back over to where it says fish. So instead of hitting enter, we hit, oops. We don't have to hit anything on our keyboard. We go up here and we hit the decrease indent, and that takes us back to it too. So we hit fish, hit tab, and then we hit private boats, welcome, or rentals available. Hit enter, fishing license required. Hit enter, gotta go back, hike, tab, 15 trails, ramping from 1 to 5 miles in length. Okay, so again, go through, finish that up, and when you see here, I mean, just get to the next line. All it is, you hit enter and you hit tab one more time. I mean, it's easy stuff, guys. You got this. Okay, and down here, all you got to do is put in, and I'm gonna go ahead and skip to that. So I'm imagine I got my list all done. I'm going to put in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 column by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 6 by 6 table. And there's going to be a little different with it. In this case, I can draw it out. Now, as you see here, this column, which will be our first column, we need to actually highlight. So all I did was just click, and I drag down to highlight it, and I'm going to right click, I'm going to merge it. Okay, and then if you look here, I have a big cell right here, and all that is, I'm going to highlight these two, right click, and merge it. And then this needs to be brought over a little bit, and we could probably move this one over, this one over. Okay, and then the rest of that's pretty self-explanatory in terms of typing. But if you look here for this typing, if I type, it types horizontally. We don't want that. Okay, so we go up here to design layout, and we do under alignment our text direction. And then if you see, literally the way the A shows you is how we'll be typing. So we normally type, it looks like this. We don't want to type downwards because you look, it's going up. So we need it to be that way. And so I would just type in over here, park fees. Okay, so for the most part, that's what I want you guys to get accomplished today. And if you move on, I know I'll have you guys do next. We're not going to worry about the header quite yet. Okay, we're going to do that actually in person versus watching this in this video. Okay, well, that's all I have for you guys with this. All right, this is chapter 4 walkthrough.